Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK Journey video. So as I suspected for the Titan Reaver this week, you need either Harak or Talene to actually do good damage for the Plague Creeper right here, so that you are able to push for the max rewards, which is at 1450 mil right here. So these are the different records I have. So you will need either one of this Talene or Harak so that you're able to hit that critical threshold, because if you take a look at the damage output right here, so this Talene team right here did 1471 and this is Talene's damage output. So you can definitely craft the charm for the main DPS, which are Talene as well as Harak, because you get a lot of the essences from this Titan Reaver. So you want to craft for the core carries. So the core carries for the charms would be Shamira, obviously, Reina for the massive buffs onto Shamira, as well as Twins and also Bonnie right here. So this will be the main units for the charm. And then for this one, the core carries will be Talene as well as Pheromore and also Harak. So let's say if you don't have Harak, you can run Pheromore as well as Lily May. So I will showcase the runs and also talk about the positioning in a little while. So for the supports, Charm, Smokey as well as Mikola is not so important, because most of their charms are defensive, so it doesn't offer too much damage because you have no issue surviving right here. So getting the charms will be probably for more sets for them, so it's not so needed. You want to upgrade the charms of your DPS so that you can push for damage. So my best score right here is at 1546. Okay, so this is the damage distribution as well as the second team damage distribution right here. So you can see Pheromore as well as Harak doing a lot of damage. So these three, they are on par in terms of damage. As for Cassidy's case, I saw some replays shared by other players. I think Light Bearer side, there isn't a lot of good damage dealer that can scale in terms of damage, maybe except for Morale, but you probably need a built up Morale with your Supreme Plus skill unlocked. So I think it's a lot rarer compared to you having either Harak or Talene. So in today's video, we will build around both teams. Okay, so for the first team, it's the similar one as my free-to-play team that I suggested. So it's just Shamira with Sonya to maximize the buff, with Bonnie to maximize magical and ultimate damage, with Twins and Reina to just mega buff Shamira with the Blade Ring spell right here. So this will give you, like, I'll say 1000 over million, which is enough to claim most of the important resources. And then for the second team, you need either this, like I mentioned, or this over here to get your 300 plus mil to get that max rewards. So without further ado, let's run through the formation for the second team right here. So for this team, we have Pheromore buffing up our Harak right here. We have Talene right in front. So the first target that Harak will eat up will be Talene. And then subsequently, depending on if Talene is alive, if let's say Harak doesn't kill people in time, he will be able to feast on Talene to prevent killing other units. So if you don't put Talene in front, what will happen is Harak will, like, there will be this gap where Harak will eat someone, and then you will eat like a support, either Mikola or either your Smokey right here, and then you lose quite a fair bit of damage, right? Because you don't have the ring from your Mikola Courageous Sphere, you don't have your Smokey for the aroma in general. Okay, so right here, let's run through the battle replay. So later on, I'll be showcasing other team options. So for this one, let me readjust Harak. So Harak behind our Pheromone for the buff, and then Talene in front for the DPS coverage as well as the feast target for Harak. So the artifact is Dragon Roar spell for maximum attack buff as well as haste buff, with the increase in attack for the maximum damage from Pheromore as well as Harak right here. Okay, so without further ado, let's start the battle. So I'll be copy pasting these team codes in the description down below, so you guys can refer to it. For the VN side, I will try to include it in the future if I have the time to log into global to just do the team and then copy paste it on the video. But in general, if you see my VN free to play account, usually VN codes, they don't sync with the global side. So yeah, like the codes that I put there, you guys can't actually use it or copy paste it directly. So that's that. But for this fight over here, this team is pretty consistent in terms of dealing 1100 million. So I think as long as you have Shamira built up, the rest of the other units are pretty much there to make Shamira do a lot of damage. That's all. So you just really need Shamira for this one, and you should be able to get all the essences, which are the more important ones. And then for the second fight, you can use my free-to-play options, your Sinbad teams, your OD teams in general, to do just like 200 million. So that way you should be able to secure most rewards. But if you want to max out everything and you have all the units like I mentioned earlier, then then you can actually use them and do more than 1450 to get everything in the reward section. Okay, so that's for this fight. For this one, I think the battle is just going to repeat itself. Nothing too spectacular. I think you guys saw it before. We're just going to skip it. We're going to go into the Pheromore replay, the one with Pheromore as well as Harak right here. So there's quite a fair bit of RNG because Harak as well as our Pheromore over here, I'll say depending on whether or not their ultimate stays online or whether or not Harak pounds to the right target affects their final damage. So this team also has quite a fair bit of RNG depending on when Beetle flies. So let's, oh sorry, let me just reset this replay. Wrong one. Let's go into the other one. So this is the Pheromone one which we want to run through. So what happens here is we'll run up. Mikola will have the Courageous Sphere. So this Courageous Sphere will be able to buff up the two frontliners. So right now Harak is not at the most optimal position, but he'll reposition himself and he will be at a spot where Mikola casts the Courageous Sphere. So this way the Courageous Sphere will be able to benefit all the melee units. And we have Smokey for the heals for our Talene ultimate right here. And just now Harak actually ate up Talene once. So let's say if you put another unit in front, then the other unit will be eaten up. So that's what I mentioned earlier, that you need a Talene to be eaten up by Harak. So once you are in this like kill the Plague Rod cycle, then Harak won't eat up his own allies because you have targets to kill. And then this is where you will be able to maximize your damage with this team. So right here, you can see all the damage in front being covered by Mikola's Courageous Sphere, which is really good to boost your overall damage. So right here, eats up Talene once again, so twice. So yeah, you basically save 2 life with Talene and Harak. So let's say if you have Harak built up, but you only have 1 copy Talene, you can also use Talene. Just use Talene as the sacrificial lamb for Harak to eat up so that you have the other supports to buff up the damage of your other carries. So that's for this team. Now, for those of you guys who don't have, for example, Harak, right, but you have Talene built up, for example, one way to give you more damage would be something like this. Okay, so we're gonna put Talene here, we are gonna put Lilymay here. So you use Lilymay as a carry together with Pheromone to give you maximum damage. So let me find my Lilymay over here. Okay, so this way this will give you a pretty good damage, I think around 300 mil pretty consistently, because now you have the single target of Lilymay as well as the multi-target of Talene to cover the AoE side. So let's jump into battle, skip the battle, and then run through this damage numbers. Okay, so right here, 1489. So this is with the Lilymay team. Okay, so Lilymay can do okay damage. So you can buff Talene up with our dear Pheromone as well. But I think buffing up Lilymay will be better to kill off those individual targets. And if you, let's say, have a very strong Lilymay built up, then you might want to get the charms for her, because this way she can do more damage for this, and then you can farm up the essences from this fight. So that's for Lilymay. We're going to run through the replay right here. So the single target side will be covered by our Lilymay. AoE side will be covered by Talene as well as Pheromone. So for this one, as you guys can see right here, you definitely need Talene's uptime on the ultimate to kill off these Plague Rods quickly, because Lilymay is not the best AoE carry. Neither is Pheromone, even though Pheromone has AoE damage, but the ultimate of Pheromone is relatively unstable, because the summons could be all over the place. So this positioning, same thing, Mikola's aura will be able to cover our Lilymay as well. And then this is where we get the maximum buff onto our Lilymay to help us do more damage and carry us from here. Okay, so that's for this fight. So for those of you guys who have Harak but no Talene, fear not, there's actually this combo over here that you guys can use. Give me a moment. Yeah, this one. So we'll use this, but instead of our dear Indris right here, I haven't tried Indris because it's a physical attacker. You just put in a Lilymay. So this will give you sufficient damage to push through. So let's just put Lilymay, and then we showcase the number over here, Lilymay. Okay, and then we just go into battle, skip the battle, and then we go into the damage distribution. Okay, so 1005 as you guys can see. So Harak is more crucial to push for the damage. So if you don't have Talene, you can use Lilymay. I think for this one, You can also try to use Oli. I think Oli's damage output should be able to match up to Lily May for this fight, and then you can do like 4-1 because you have like 3 Maulers plus 1 Hypogean and then 1 Pheromone right here. So quite a good amount of stats which will amp up the damage for Pheromone as well as Harak as well. So that's pretty much it for this video. Codes for these teams will be in the description down below, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys!